This is the story of a very little dog named Elliot. When rescuers first found him, he was in a terrible place and limping in a lot of pain. It was obvious this tiny dog had a big problem with his leg, but no one knew just how bad it was. Rescuers got him to safety and rushed him straight to the hospital. He was just a little one, weighing only about 2 kilos, or just over 4 pounds. The main problem was clearly his right hind leg. You could just tell by looking at him that it must have really hurt. When they arrived, the vet team got to work right away. They suspected a fracture, but they knew they would need to take x-rays to understand what was happening inside that tiny leg. They also noticed he had a strange bald patch on his rear, which the vet team thought might be something like ringworm. The team started with the basics. They guessed that Elliot was only about 3 months old. He was trying to eat, but it was clear it was difficult for him. They ran a snap test to check for common, serious diseases like leishmaniasis, anaplasma, and others. While they waited for those results, they took the x-rays of his tiny body. And what they found was so much worse than anyone had expected. The x-rays showed that Elliot had a bad dislocation of his right hip joint. But it wasn't just dislocated. The vet pointed out that the very top of his leg bone, the femoral head, was also fractured. The neck of the bone was just gone. This means this little dog was dealing with both a painful dislocation and a bad break in his hip, all at the same time. But that wasn't all. The x-rays showed another injury in his hamstring area, and it turned out his other leg was also damaged. His knee was badly deformed. It looked like that knee had also been fractured at some point and had already tried to heal all by itself, but it healed all wrong. This had formed a callus that left the leg deformed. This poor 3-month-old puppy was broken in multiple places. Looking at all these different injuries, the vet team was sure they knew what had happened. This was not a new accident. This was the no doubt result of a terrible hit and run. A car had likely crashed into him and just kept going, leaving this tiny puppy completely broken on the side of the road. This is the sad reality of what happens when people run over dogs and don't even stop to help. But for Elliot, his luck was finally changing. He was now safe at the hospital, surrounded by a wonderful team that was ready to help him. In the meantime, some good news came back from the lab. Elliot tested negative for all those serious diseases. The vet also took a sample of his bald patch to check for fungus, but said they weren't worried about that part. That could be easily fixed with a good wash. The real concern, the vet explained, was the multiple, complex surgeries Elliot would need to fix his hip, his femur, and his deformed knee. You've seen it all now. In that tiny little frame of a dog, there are so many big problems. But the team at the hospital has performed miracles before, and that is exactly what they plan to do for Elliot. Now he is finally being taken care of. The team is ready to do the hard work, but for this, they need you. Please, if you are able to help, your donation can help save Elliot and give him the future he deserves. Even sharing this helps more animals find love.